the problem I was trying to solve today was how to take a pre-written adventure with rails and give the players plenty of meaningful choice. So at this point, the main premise of The Lost Mine of Phandelver has been established. Gundren has a map of Wave Echo Cave. He wants to reopen the mines with his brothers. They probably took his brother to Cragmaw Castle, the main goblin stronghold. The people in Phandalin would be able to point us to Cragmaw. Okay, so this is as the adventure is written. And so there's an ambush along the road, and that's a good way to get some battle under their belts as first-level characters. Let the players use their new abilities after they were so callously thrown into the zero-level adventure with characters who were just sent in to die. Who would do that? Anyway, so now they got to use all these neat new powers. They got to cast spells and use their weapons and, start to gel as a party and kind of get to talk to each other in character and start to come together. Right? This is what it's all about. So they do that. They head on into Phandalin. They have found these crates marked with the blue lion on them, and so they bring them to Phandalin and return them to the rightful owners. And then people are all happy. Yay, oh, the heroes have come to town. You've rescued these crates. Oh, we didn't know where that shipment was. Oh, great. Who are you? It's really great to meet you. And so they start off, again, gaining connections. They start off coming into town as heroes. Nobody knows who they are, but people start saying, oh, well, if you were able to rescue those things for us, you know what? I might have a job for you. And so they start to get given quests. And at this point, I decided to just give them all the quests right at the beginning, just like it says in Lost Mine of Phandelver. I had, a variety of villagers say, you know what, go here and get this for me. Go here and solve this. I've been trying to do this thing. Could you do that for me? And I just gave them, 6 or 7 different quests at the same time. And the goal being for them to have somewhat of a sandbox adventure, for them to have some agency and some say in how the adventure went. I didn't want to railroad them. I didn't want to say, first do this and then do that and then go in this linear fashion and it all ends at the big boss. I wanted them to have a variety of people that they could help, a variety of tasks that they could do, and I wanted them to sort of decide. Now, obviously, was all of this sort of predetermined by me and the people that wrote Lost Mine of Phandelver? Yes. However, I worked in some homebrew elements. So, for example, in Lost Mine of Phandelver, there's a woman named Halia Thornton who owns a store, and she does land surveying in Phandalin. And so I had her, and she was part of the Zentrum. I had her, when they went into her shop, reach out to the rogue and say, hey, you know what? Why don't you meet me at midnight over here, in this location, and we have some questions for you. She, had her sort of notice and take an interest in him as a rogue. And when someone comes into town that kind of looks like that, he's a gnomish rogue. He looks very shifty. He's small, he's sneaky, and he's quick. She says, you know what, this person can be an asset to me. One thing about the Gentrim, they're always opportunistic. They're looking for any edge and any opportunity they can get. So she has some jobs for him, is going to get him some money, which as a first level character he needs. She's going to get him some gear. And so she says, meet me over here at midnight and, we'll talk to you about what's next. And so, of course, I talked to the player outside the game about this. He agreed. He thought it would be pretty cool. And so in game, I had him go off to meet these people, learn about the Gentrim, take the vows. He was all in. And so they initiated him into the Gentrim. To me, how I had characters initiated into the Gentrim is that they get a tattoo on their wrist that they can press, and it is sort of a beacon. It calls out to any Gentrim members within, a couple of miles. The other thing that they do is they give you tattoos of weapons on your body that when you pull at them, they come off of your body and they become real weapons. So this character has rapiers. He fights with rapiers. So he got a rapier on his right arm, a rapier on his left arm. They're real tattoos, but when you pull at them, they become real actual weapons in real life. Pretty darn cool. So he has these rapiers that have some magical abilities. One has some dancing sword abilities. The other one does extra critical damage. And this is a sign. This is something bestowed upon members of the Gentrim to be like a special weapon. And in my world, this is the only organization that does weapon tattoos, and it's a special mark that initiates you into the organization. Now, the other characters were really skeptical of this shadowy organization that wanted to interview this character at midnight away from everybody else, so they followed and spied on him and saw this whole thing happen and became really suspicious of this initiation. I don't know if they thought there was something going on between me and this player outside of the table that was like a side quest that they didn't know about, which there was, but it wasn't nefarious. But this would eventually cause some strife at the table that I would have to intervene and deal with. So thanks for listening. See you next episode.